Falling in love with my best friend. Hey boys, I just need some support and maybe some advice right now. For the past little while, I've begun falling for my best friend. I think about her first thing in the morning. I play out date scenarios in my head over and over again. I've started consistently dreaming for the first time in I don't know how long, and half the time they're about her. I'm falling for her hard, but I wish I wasn't. I overhear her talking about some guy she likes. She's one of those girls who uses the love term very loosely. So she tells me she loves me all the time, and it hurts each time because I know it's not the way that I want. I've already talked to her about girls that I've liked, so I've already established the friend relationship pretty concretely. I try to think of some other girl and I try to move on because I know it's never going to happen. I've already broken half the rules. I've told her about some of my problems. She knows my life story. I try to forget her in the love sense, but then I'm just daydreaming about her, about our first date, and I fall even harder for her. I'm sure that I just need to discover another girl, then I'll be able to move on with the possibility of somebody new. But do you think there's any chance that we could end up together? If not, I want to know because my heart is just aching so much and I don't want to keep on hurting for nothing. We've known each other for a few months now, which isn't very long, but I've only lived here for almost 2 years. She's probably the best friend I have and have had in a while, which is what's stopping me from asking her out. The smallest chance that I could lose her entirely scares me. The only safe play I can think of right now is to sort of implant the idea of me as a possible partner into her head. I think she just sees me as a friend and nothing more, but I can't be sure of that. What do you think about this situation? What should I do? I have some really good, powerful advice for this, and for anyone else that's stuck in this kind of situation. I'll read out some of the comments first, and let's see if there's any interesting, great advice here. By Kevin, and he said, happened to me once, happened to a few friends too. I can't tell you what works because I've never seen any situation like this ended up the way that you want. Yeah, 99% of the time, no offense to Owen, you've dug yourself into a bad hole here, and I'll explain why. I'll explain what kind of men find themselves in this situation, and that will be a direct insult, and it will piss you off that I'm being mean about you, Owen, and for every other guy who finds himself in this like friend zoned type of situation where you start falling for a female friend of yours. I'll tell you the advice of what I was going to say right now. It's basically because you are the equivalent of a beta male. There's actually a beta male dating strategy in the wild, which this sounds like weird fucking red pill stuff, but it's really true. I forgot like what Rollo Tomasi called this beta male strategy dating. So the red pill is kind of like all fucked and everything. No one wants to associate with the red pill anymore. Beta game, but this is actually 100% true. Beta game. And you can, yeah, again, you can say alpha and beta are like cringe, but it's just like he writes in such a weird, I fucking hate the way Rollo Tomasi writes, honestly. He writes like such a dickhead, like just overcomplicated, like using a thesaurus for every fucking word. Basically, beta game is where you snipe, like you scope in on one woman. She doesn't like you, but you obsess over her and you direct all of your resources into her while she runs away from you and entertains other guys. And you build up this fantasy that she will be yours because you've been brainwashed by the Hollywood movies that showed you that if you keep obsessing over her, she'll eventually fall for you. Problem is, like Kevin's just said here, the amount of times where this actually works for the chump, no offense, but like you are the chump in this situation, is very, very low. So there's two axes that women date in. This is how women see Adonis, let's say, the ultimate man, right? The man who they want to sleep with, but also want as a long term relationship. He's all the way up there. This is absolutely zero interest here. Let's say here is the sort of red pill, and it's all about sex. It's all about alpha male to explain these things, right? And again, you can say, "Oh, Hamza's saying alpha male." Like some girls like say that online, like, "Oh, who the fuck still says alpha male and stuff?" But it's a really good understanding, right? Alpha male. That goes this way. This way over here is more like blue pill. This is more about love. This is more about like friendship, safety. Women need both of these sides. So most chumps, most like beta males, I'll put beta because many men who will be here are beta. Most men are basically just up here, there. This is where you are. You already love this woman. You obsess over her. You'd make her safe. You've already got great friendship with her. Everything. This is right here. She would not want you. This sounds weird as fuck, but like, and really inappropriate, but I just want to say something, right? She would not want to go into some disabled toilets with you and let you basically skull fuck her. She could not imagine that at all. You could kind of imagine it right now, but you've got like wimpy body language and you're thinking like, yeah, I could do that. I kind of wanted, no, but like, you get what I mean, right? And you're probably thinking, hey, what the fuck? She's not that kind of girl. But like, for a certain kind of man, like a girl is that kind of girl, and she doesn't need to be like a low quality girl for this. She can be doing this for her husband. Basically, she can't imagine you in the dirtiest, like sluttiest position, not even close. She can barely imagine like any kind of sexual romance with you because you are up here and up here alone. This is where most guys are. So we can say that this is the block that most guys, let's say one of these two blocks are where most guys are, where you've just turned on full love mode, full trust mode, full friendship mode, but there's no actual like sort of red pill sex alpha male part of you. Now, these things you can see are quite bad, they're degeneracy, whatever, right? But then these things, if you've only got these, they're quite bad as well. This is quite like weak. This is quite annoying as well. Let me just make sure my mic isn't muted because that's a problem I've had recently. I've recorded massive videos and my mic was muted, right? So this is where you are. This is where, let's say, a total degenerate would be. So this is where, for example, when I was 21 years old, this is where I would be. I got to fuck a lot of women by being like this. But guess what? The girls that I actually really liked, they didn't want to stay, and I couldn't tell why. They'd randomly start sending me massive paragraphs of messages, and then eventually they'd start leaving. And it was so sad because I liked sleeping with them, and I would have actually paired with them. But I was all this way and none of the safety way. So this is like the fuck boy. This is the degenerate party boy who just wants to sleep with the girl and then doesn't text her back and whatever. And you might think this is better. And the issue with this is basically any girl that you attract here is going to be lower quality and damage. They have to be. If you're here on the map and you're showing no safety, no love to the woman at all, and you are pure sex and red pill, alpha male, degenerate, nighttime, fuckboy, everything, right? If you're here, it has to be assumed that any woman who shows you any kind of attraction is damaged with daddy issues, with trauma, everything. Because it's only those women who are attracted to this kind of man. But if this man goes upwards on this scale and starts to build a bit more, let's say he's like here, he's not a full-on degenerate, but he fucks quite a lot and everything. Then he starts to be a bit nicer to the girl. Now this is when they're considering, like, the girl starts liking him. If he starts to be even a bit nicer and they end up meeting up in the daytime and they don't even fuck, and he's like showing her something, then it's like, oh, she's thinking, oh my god, like, maybe he likes me and stuff, and he's so awesome, he's so sexy and stuff, he fucks me so good, and maybe he likes me too. I really hope he likes me. This is the kind of guy that girls obsess over, where he's attractive. We'll say attractive here as well. He's attractive, he's sexy, he's high status. He's got SMV, sexual market value. He looks dangerous as well as a big one. He looks dangerous. He looks masculine. Even I'm going to put a little bit here. There's a sense of violence here. Not much. This doesn't mean that you're violent towards her, but the capability of violence is attractive for this. This is like primal sexual desire, like evolutionary desire. This is more like safety and evolutionary partnership. So you've probably heard before that like it was the alpha's job to try and impregnate as many women as possible, but the beta would hone in on one woman and try and give as many resources to her as possible through love, safety, commitment, right? So you need to figure out where about you are right now and what you're lacking. This is like what most men need to do. Just credit to this YouTube channel called Home Math. He actually drew a graph like this and I saw it and I was like, yeah, that's very accurate. So I wanted to like just quickly draw my own like little shitty scrappy version of this. So you need to figure out where you are. And for the young man who's wrote this post, and for any other young man who's basically in love with his best friend but doesn't know how to handle it, can I just give you the answer? You're right here. And this is very unattractive to women because you are showing all of the signs of being really committed, really sweet, but none of the signs of the actual attractiveness. So this is where you are basically like friend zoned, for example. You're friend zoned. This is where you are the nice guys. This is where you actually are the creep. You're the guy who won't keep texting her. Even though she seems like she's friendly with you, she's texting one of her girls like, oh, he just sent me this weird message and everything because she sees no attraction in you. Like if you're right up here and to the left, right, she sees no attraction in you. What I'm hoping is you're more like here where you haven't went full fucking blue pill on her, full like, like love bombing her or everything. You've shown her that you're a friendly guy and you're quite a friendly, kind guy. You've shown her that you're quite a safe guy to be with, but you haven't like fully told her, yeah, I love you, we should be together, blah, 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 like without actually having any of these. So what you need to do is find where you lack. For you who has wrote this post, Owen, and for any young man who's getting friend zoned by girls, it's because you're lacking on this side here. You need to push more this way. This does not mean you should try and become a degenerate and try and like sleep with this girl straight away, but emulate some of the things that these guys have. They dress it like something as specific as like they dress in darker colors. They take longer to reply because they're with more women. They don't just look at just one woman. They spread their attention out to more women. These guys use a shotgun approach to women. Shotgun. By shotgun, I mean like they'll go for multiple women at the same times. These guys use a sniper rifle approach to women. So it's like, why not just go slightly more shotgun? Not huge, don't be a degenerate, but why don't you start speaking to one or two more girls and start flirting with them? Because another point I'll just say, which is going to sound brutal, but Owen and for any other guy who's like this, I'm telling you right now, please mark my words, you won't believe me. You think your girl right now, if I ask you what is she out of 10, you would say 11 out of 10 because you're a fucking chump. I'm telling you right now, the amount of chumps I've helped with this, and I apologize, I'm just being really mean, but I really want to save you from months of heartbreak, which every guy in this situation goes down. I'm telling you right now, she's not as high quality as you actually think she is. Like right now, you are blinded by love. You're a young man who's lost so much rational logic that you're just blinded by the feelings, and you keep perpetuating that with this obsessive like mental fantasy, with like masturbating to her pictures, with thinking about her. This is a brutal thing. Is imagine someone that you know, maybe me, and ask, what would Hamza rate her out of 10 with everything? Don't ignore that little part of her that you know that she posts like a bit of slutty pictures, or that she mentioned that she was with this guy the other day, or that she used to smoke, whatever bullshit. Really ask yourself, like some guy that you know, it could be Andrew Tate, it could be Jordan Peterson, it could be me, it could be David fucking Goggins, who it doesn't matter, maybe a good friend of yours, and ask what would they think she is out of 10. And don't fucking bullshit, because I don't like little fucking Jessicas who vape and everything. I don't like Jessicas who have got like whore friends. I don't like Jessicas, like, you get what I mean, right? Because most likely, if you ask that question, what you might say with humility is Hamza would probably think she's more like a 5 or a 6. That like knocks it off. It takes the love goggles off, and you're like, oh yeah, like she isn't like everyone's 10. That's the first crumble of this one-itis, like this obsession with this woman. Usually I take a big step away from red pill, but if I'm honest, most guys, I would say, need the red pill more than they need the spiritual pill. What advice would work for you? You need to become like a little bit more red pilled. That doesn't mean that you need to become a bad person, but it means that you need to start spreading your attention to a few more women because you emulate like what a stronger man would. You start leveling up your status, your SMV, you become more attractive, more fit, more sexy. You learn how to take sexier pictures for Instagram and Tinder and everything, and you start speaking to more women. Again, that sounds like degeneracy, but the truth is, like, you're in for fucking heartbreak here. If you suddenly had one more girl who was into you, and let's say she was even hotter than this girl, all of your love for this girl would just disappear. She'd be like the old girl that you basically forgot about. If you had a girl who had bigger titties and a nicer face and even a nicer personality than this girl, suddenly this girl would just not even seem special anymore. So it's nothing special about this woman. Quite frankly, it's the fact that you've got no other options. That's why. So you can see that when a young man has got this low status dating life where he obsesses over just one woman, which is right about here, or sorry, probably like from the second pillar upwards from about here, it just leads to months of heartbreak, lack of productivity, fucked up focus from your business, your fitness, everything. It's not a good situation to be in. So think about how you get more onto this side up here. You emulate more symptoms of testosterone. You speak to more women. You speak to more women. Now, when you're older and you're looking to date really seriously and you want to get married and have children, you probably don't really want to do this. You're not with when you're like dating the woman that you want, because that kind of high quality woman's not going to be attracted to you. But when you're 19, when you're 20 and you're obsessed over this current girl, this is actually going to help you more than like being the sort of godly, version of you that says like, nope, I'm just going to obsess over this one woman and get committed to her, because you don't even know if she's a high quality woman. You've never even met a high quality woman in your life before. Sometimes, like, I don't think you should, go and get degenerate experience just so you can go and experience women. But I think you should be able to like know how to talk to different kinds of women so that you can judge them and you can basically categorize like what quality they bring to your life. So study a bit more of the red pill. If you go to my videos in about 2020, 2021, 2022, that was like my red pill arc. And that was where I was giving a lot of this advice. So if you go and see those kinds of videos, that's me teaching you like, yeah, here's how to text girls to look sexy. Here's how to find more girls to sleep with. Here's how to be better at sex, how to be sexier, everything. Because you are here right now, young man. And if you stay here, she's not going to take you seriously. You need to start moving yourself over with your own self-improvement plan here. Along with that, one of the things you need to do is basically create some distance right now because your heart is hurting and you're obsessing over her. Then, when you've spent a little bit of time, like let's say a few weeks, creating this new version of yourself that you're not totally trying to be like a bad boy, alpha male type of thing, but you've got like an extra, let's say 25% or an extra 50% of that attractive, sexy side to you. That's when you re-enter the scene and you look at her as if she's like a normal girl and you flirt with her and you cold approach her and then you ask her out just like you would with any other girl at the time. That's the only way that you have a chance to do this. Unfortunately for Owen, for every other guy, you're not going to take this advice. You're going to keep acting like a blue pill spur. You're going to keep obsessing over her. You're going to keep texting her back because you're obsessed with her. You're not going to follow my advice. You're going to burn yourself off. And within a month or two, you're going to rewatch this video and think, oh, fuck, I should have just done that 2 months ago. I would have saved my life. It's a shame. No young man, when he's got this kind of like fucking love goggles for a woman, actually listens to any good advice anyway. I can tell you what doesn't work. Not taking any risk by being subtle won't work. That's very true. Telling her your feelings after waiting too long won't work. Plus, any sign that she showed is most likely not what you think it is. Man, Kevin's comment is fucking W right there. Very, very true. This part is a bit out of topic, but I think it'll be I've just felt so weird saying someone's comment is W. Fucking internet culture, man. But I think it'll be very useful for you. I think there's a bigger problem you need to fix: the lack of close male friends. The fact that your closest friend is a woman is a big problem. I think it's not if you grew up together, but you don't. Yeah, that's very true. Like, she's your best friend. That sometimes can say something about you that you don't have a male best friend. Back when I was in the same situation as you, I tried to do what you state in the last paragraph. She picked it up very quickly and started to distance herself. Then I started to go out more with my male friends and became very close with them. 2 months went by and I already forgot about her. A month went by and we became friends again. As my social life grew, she became one of my friends instead of the friend, and it feels better that way. This was a very good comment by Kevin, so I like that. Hugh said it will just keep destroying your heart forever by keeping your emotions changed if you don't ask her out. But if you ask her out, the upside is that you might get her. The downside is that you get a broken heart, which is much better than living in a false reality where you slowly get heartbroken anyway. Ask her out, rip the bandage off. Good advice there. Try it out. The chances she has the same feelings for you. I don't think so. Chances are, in this situation, she does not have the same. Because think about what kind of man is stuck in this situation. It's the kind of man who can't convey his intentions. And so it's very unlikely that any man who's in this situation, it's very unlikely that she feels the same way, because you have not displayed yourself as an attractive man. You've purposely displayed yourself as an unattractive friend instead. So it's very unlikely, in my opinion. I don't agree with this. I had the similar situation and she was feeling the same way, but I was too afraid to ask. It was too late when I did ask. They won't wait forever. Ask her out and be honest. Yeah, I do agree with that. Just go and ask her out. But I would say probably wait like a week or two, disappear first, go and make a little bit of progress, create like this new identity. Chrissy said, Oh no. I'm definitely biased because I'm a girl who had a male best friend. I could never fall for him in a million years because he cried in front of me and asked for lots of advice. Honestly, this sounds so mean and sexist in a way, but it's just the truth. You want your man to be the leader and a shoulder to lean on, not the other way. I'm so sorry, man. This sounds awful. I'd say stop acting like a best friend. The friendship is over anyway. Any way you look at it, you caught feelings. That is very true. She's not even your best friend. She's not even your friend anymore. The fact that you got feelings for her means that you're not even friends, because you can't stop those feelings. It's not the same as before. If she finds out, she won't feel the same as before. So it's either you keep suffering because you fell for her, or ask her out and risk your whole friendship. I guess you should ask her out because the friendship can't keep existing. I agree with that. Owen said, we've talked about our problems together, but I never broke down and cried in front of her, and I've always fixed the problem myself. Lately, we've been working on a project together, and I've been taking on a great deal of weight because she has other stuff, so maybe my chances are a bit higher. Shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I asked her out. I asked her out a little while back, and our date is tomorrow. Wish me luck, guys. So there's a happy ending after all. That's fucking sick. Congratulations, man. Thomas said, you're not in love. Sorry to break it to you, man. It's your hormonal mess. You are 17. What do you know about love and relationships and women? You act like a girl. You have no purpose, and that's why you're so focused on her. I guess you'll learn the hard way. Peace. Now, this is a comment of wisdom right there. Yeah, I know, bro. It's just a little crush, but it was painful for me. This was a while ago, too, and now I'm very involved in my work. Was this an old post? Oh, yeah, this was like 26 days old. So, yeah, sounds like maybe there was a good story. Oh, and if you see this video, it seems like this was an update just recently. You've got the date. Give us an update on Adonis School. I'll check the comments on this video, and if a lot of people want to see the updates, I'll do a video on that as well, and we'll see what happened. I wish it goes well for you. Remember the advice: if you end up seeing this video by then, you probably won't. But for anyone other young man who's stuck in the friend zone, just know that I think it really is because of this situation right here, and you just need to be pushing more into actually becoming an attractive man towards her. Join Adonis Gang, which is the free version of my community. You join Adonis Gang, there's 37,000 men who are on self-improvement, who are becoming more like Adonis, who are getting fit, building businesses, everything. You can ask questions, you can give advice to people, you can read other people's like full guides, everything. It's fucking awesome being in here. And then also, this is the free version. Adonis School is the paid version, where you have my live calls, you have all the courses that I make. I make a course every month. We have multiple live calls with me, experts, with like guest calls, fancy people like who are rich and everything. And so you can come and join. We do like interviews. We do loads of stuff inside of Adonis School. This is where I spend my time. But Adonis Gang, is the free version. You can go and join right now. It's the top link in the description. Go there right now.